I boo-hooed. I said, oh, the club put me in there. No. I put myself in there. I did what I had to do as a Hell's Angel.
You know, my daddy always, if you got in a fight and you came home with a bloody nose, did you hit him back? If you didn't hit him back, Dad put you in the car and took you back over there until you're going up in that yard and get your shit done and be a man.
These other walls drove through by gangs, by the FBI gang, and all that shit happened to that chapter, right? Like those guys go through their being a big motorcycle club, even sometimes just being a small motorcycle club, you go through your.
A lot of people that have come in have seen definitely a change in the club and the direction that the club is going.
I looked out my window and you could see a body laying out in front. And here's this dude running around up there with no, just had his sweatshirt on. And he tells me he's a Hell's Angel. Even after all that, I still wanted to join the Hell's Angels.
People out there, man, that are just natural followers. And they just fall right in line with that type of program. But not 1%ers, man. 1%ers don't ask permission.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Stacks. I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today we're going to talk about, is Satan's choice being targeted by law enforcement? We got a lot to talk about today. There's a bunch of crashes that have happened. A lot of people have lost their life in recent days due to motorcycle crashes getting really dangerous out there. So if you are riding a bike, be very careful of your surroundings. Some people in cars, they just don't care about people on bikes. I've noticed it's like every day there's a lot of crashes going on. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother's sister's friend about Chatting with Stacks, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chatting with Stacks, or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chat, Zelle, all that good stuff. And remember, YouTube takes 30% of the donations. If you send a Super Chat, they take 30%. Any money that goes through YouTube, they take 30%. That's why I put the Cash App up there, and every dollar goes right back into the show so I can bring you the dopest content possible. And if you want to tell your story on Chatting with Stack, just email me at billstacks2021@gmail.com. I got some great interviews lined up. I cannot wait. Next week, we got a huge interview, and I got a bunch already done. Shout out to Scott Anthony. Great interview. Shout out to The Butcher over in Thailand with the Stronger MC. It's a 1% motorcycle club. I interviewed him, and he's from Belgium. It's a great interview. It's pretty long. And I will put two versions on there, right? Let me give a couple of shout outs before we continue. Craig, how are you? Thank you for joining me, Craig. Jason is in the building. What's good? Thank you for joining me, Jason. Appreciate you. Lindsay, how are you? Thank you for everything you do. I appreciate it. Shout out to the moderator. Make sure you hit the like button. Go check out Spotify. And when you subscribe, make sure you put the bell on all so you get all my videos. And if you're looking for videos on the channel, go to live videos. A lot of the videos are under live videos because I premiere a lot of them on the live side. So there's videos on both the video side and the live videos. Pepper, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Shout out to White Rock, BC, Canada. Virginia Chaos is in the building. Thank you for joining me, Virginia Chaos. Wilson, how are you? Happy Thursday, Stacks in chat. It's a beautiful day. I might take a ride after this. I'm looking to buy a new Harley soon. It should be interesting. So we got a lot to talk about today. There are a lot of things going on. A young woman passed away in a motorcycle crash. I'm not sure if it was a motorcycle crash but it happened a year ago, right? It says family of motorcycle crash victim seeks justice. And I got a video for you guys. This is out of Iowa. An East Moline family is making a plea for answers 1 year after their daughter was killed in Davenport motorcycle crash. Police say the man driving the motorcycle is still on the run a whole year later. It happened on May 26, 2025, when 31-year-old Samantha Burke was a passenger on a motorcycle driven by 41-year-old Alex Udhoff. Police said. Since then, Udhoff has not been able to be found by law enforcement. The crash reward is out for Udhoff's arrest, or a cash reward through Crime Stoppers in Quad Cities. Now that a year has gone by, so they're offering $2,000. Says a year has gone by with no arrest. The Burke family said that they plan to host a pool tournament fundraiser to raise more money for the existing $2,000 reward. So I got a video I'm going to show you guys of this situation. I mean, this is sad. She's a young chick, a young woman, loses her life because what? She's on the back of some scumbag's motorcycle, right? And he crashes. And now he's on the run. Like that other story. Remember the other story where the dude crashed a motorcycle and left the woman on the highway? She fell off the motorcycle. He just kept going. That's insane that somebody would do that to somebody else. But that type of shit happens. You know, some people have no regard for other people. So let's check out this video.
No doubt in my mind. Somebody's helping him. There's no doubt in my mind. So.
But first, the family's plea 1 year after a devastating motorcycle crash claimed their daughter's life. Police say the man accused in the crash is still out there. How the family is trying to raise money and hope someone finally comes forward. That story tops your news at 10. Good evening. I'm Kate Padich. On May 26th of last year, 31-year-old Samantha Burke was the passenger involved in a fatal motorcycle crash. Police say the driver of the motorcycle, 41-year-old Alex Uthoff, has been on the run since. Now, her family's speaking out ahead of a fundraiser they plan to hold this coming weekend to raise more money for a Crime Stoppers reward to bring the man police say is wanted in connection to Burke's death to justice.
Sure, of course. Everybody misses her. We all miss her. We all miss her.
Burke's family says she was a ray of light, someone who was always happy, and everything about her was love and kindness. But since her passing, her family says they've been left with a hole in their hearts.
And that's what I find so much shame in, because it's not fair. We wake up every day weighted down with this weight on our shoulders and in our heart that isn't getting away until we get justice for Samantha.
Justice that could come from finding the man wanted in connection to her death.
Somebody's helping him. Somebody knows something. We need somebody to come forward with information to help us get him charged.
The family says they hope if they can get the reward money higher through a fundraiser, that will give someone a reason to say something.
And so we can just keep on moving on instead of being stuck in limbo or wherever we feel like we're stuck right now. Because I don't feel like it can go on right now. I really don't.
Hoping one day they can somehow move forward from an unforgettable tragedy.
I'd say, Alex, it's time to turn yourself in. Quit
putting us all through this misery. We all wake up every single day with the biggest weight on our shoulders, and you can get rid of that for us. And I'm sure you can get rid of that for your own family too. So just turn yourself in.
Do the right thing.
Do the right
Simply
thing.
do the right thing.
Let her rest in peace.
Any small. According to Crime Stoppers of the Quad Cities, Utah is wanted by Davenport Police Department for homicide by vehicle, OWI homicide by vehicle, and reckless driving with serious injury by vehicle. If you know any information on the whereabouts of Utah, you're asked to contact Crime Stoppers of the Quad Cities or use the P3 Tips app. All tips are anonymous, and if yours leads to an arrest, you'll receive a cash reward. Saturday, the Burke family will hold a pool tournament and fundraiser that's open to the community to raise money towards the already existing $2,000 Crime Stoppers reward. The fundraiser will be held at Bulldog Arms in Bettendorf, with the pool tournament opening up at 11 a.m. and continuing through the evening. A candlelight vigil will be held at 8 p.m. It's open to the public, and 100% of the proceeds raised will go to the Crime Stoppers reward.
Damn, why's it gotta rain?
I wish there was an easy way to control that.
That's a terrible situation. Why would someone just walk away like that, like, or run or whatever he did? That's pretty fucked up. He must have been like under the influence, something like that, right? Because someone that didn't do anything and it's just an accident, they're not going to just take off like that. But imagine if it was one of your family members. It's terrible, terrible that they're going through that. So there's a lot of motorcycle accidents, an overwhelming amount, I've noticed. And there's a lot of shootings as well. Let me see here. One dead and another arrested in a Spartanburg shooting. Trying to get all this in order. Shit. Hold on a second. We got technical difficulties. There's a lot of shootings I've noticed. And then we're going to get to and then we're going to get to the Satan's Choice thing. So, let's see. There's a visual being held for this kid. For this kid right here. Pleasant Hill community gathers for vigil days after Price Chopper shooting left one dead and injuring teen. This is out of Missouri, Cass County, Missouri. Days after a gunman opened fire in a parking lot of the Pleasant Hill Price Chopper, and community gathered for a visual to honor 45-year-old Amy Kuhn, who was killed in the shooting. Oh, this must not be the fucking person. Let me get a video for you guys. This is one of the people being interviewed. I believe a motorcycle club is there to help with everything that's going on. Let me make sure that there's no make sure there's no commercials.
Friends, family, and neighbors in Pleasant Hill are standing strong, honoring the life of a woman who was shot and killed Monday outside of a price chopper there. A candlelight vigil was held Wednesday for 45-year-old Amy Kuhn. As you can see, there was an outpouring of support from the community, even from those who weren't necessarily impacted by the shooting.
It happens everywhere, but we're all gonna come here and be together for these people, even if we didn't know them. It's just how it is in Pleasant Hill.
Our Cass County reporter Ryan Gamboa has been covering the story every step of the way, and this morning he's sharing the voices of community members paying their respects.
Pleasant Hill has only had a few days to process what happened at the Price Chopper parking lot on Monday. As your Cass County reporter, I've been out here covering the shooting and hearing your voices about a community that has truly been rocked by this incident. And getting back to where it all took place is the first step in the healing process.
We will spend the next days, the next months, and even years giving meaning to the senseless act of violence.
The Pleasant Hill Price Chopper is a place to gather once again, and there was plenty of Pleasant Hill purple to go around.
There's the phrase, it hits a little too close to home, and I don't think that there's anything better to describe this situation.
Wednesday night was about honoring 45-year-old Amy Kuhn.
We're all gonna come here and be together for these people, even if we didn't know them. It's just how it is in Pleasant Hill.
Police tell me the investigation remains ongoing with no new information in the case. But that's not what Wednesday's vigil was all about.
It's about community. It's about standing together. It's about refusing to let darkness overcome this wonderful town.
That's the message that I'm going to give tonight, is that we don't live in isolation. We live in community.
During good times and bad, small towns stick together.
I mean, you see here, everybody's here, and this is only a couple days.
And when a neighbor is knocked down, there's an entire community there to pick them back up.
This just goes to show what kind of community it is.
I'm Cass County reporter Ryan Gamboa, KSHB 41 News.
27-year-old Alan Prince faces multiple charges in the death of Amy Kuhn and that 16-year-old Price Chopper employee who was injured. We've posted links to read more about the case and also how you can access mental health resources if you need some at kshb.com. Meanwhile, some Pleasant Hill businesses are rallying to support people impacted by Monday's shooting. Press Monkey Studio will be selling PH Strong shirts starting Friday. The design...
That must be who that is. The picture I showed you guys, that must be the kid that was injured in the shooting, the 17-year-old.
And has local landmarks and a circle symbolizing a unified community. All proceeds will benefit 16-year-old who is still recovering from his injuries. Shirts go on sale at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning at the coffee shop for $28, and supply is limited.
So, hold on. There's a motorcycle club involved with helping this family. Let me see if I can get that interview. Oh, they don't have the interview, but there is a GoFundMe page set up. They already raised $35,000. They're trying to raise $40,000. It was a Memorial Day shooting on May 25th. It said our community in Pleasant Hill shaken by a tragedy shooting. Says my great nephew Aiden was working that afternoon. He was shot twice. This kid's only 17. He's working at a fucking grocery store. He gets shot twice. Holy shit. He was shot twice while retrieving carts from the parking lot. Aiden is now in the ICU, Children's Hospital. While he's in stable condition, his recovery is long and challenging. His parents, Jill, Jamie, and Steven, are devoted parents of 5 children, 3 of them who still live at home. Recently, Jamie lost her job, and Steven is temporarily out of work after back surgery. So it's like raining and pouring on this family. That's crazy. That's a lot, right? Can you imagine if that's you? Your son gets shot. You're out of work because of a back surgery, and your wife just lost her job. Terrible. So, with Aiden's medical needs and the family's current situation, they are facing extremely difficult financial hardships. The cost of medical care, daily travel to the hospital, essential bills like rent, utilities is overwhelming right now. We are reaching out to the community for help. Your donation will go directly towards Aiden's medical expenses, his parents' travel costs, the family's needs during this difficult time. Please consider support Aiden and his family as they navigate this unimaginable challenge. Every contribution, no matter what size, makes a difference. I'll put a link in the description of this video, and I'll put it in the chat right now. Hey, Ghost Eagle Guardian, what's good, man? Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate you. Carney, what's good, Carney? How you been? So Loud is in the building. Thank you for joining me, So Loud. So they're coming together as a community. I mean, I don't know if that would happen around here. I doubt it. I don't think they would come together like that. Times are changing. They definitely are. But in the Midwest, I mean, it's different out there, right? The Midwest, they like care about each other, and they're there for each other. Times are fucking changing. I got some pretty good interviews lined up that are going to be dropping this week. If you guys haven't checked out the hilarious interview with Tweaker TV, make sure you check it out. Part 1 is out right now. Part 2 will drop tonight. They're about 30 minutes long, and it's funny. It's about a crazy neighbor who it's about a crazy neighbor that is just fucking tormenting this woman that lives next door. And I got all the footage to show you guys. Hey, Insane Wheels, what's going on? Thank you for joining me, man. So Loud, what's good? Ken, how are you? I appreciate all you guys taking the time to come on watch my show. Hey, shout out to Nova Scotia. 2, 4, and 9. What's good? I've always wanted to go to Nova Scotia. Maybe someday I'll be able to go there. I mean, sometimes, right? When people go there, they have a criminal record. Sometimes they let people in, right? So I think I'm going to try it. I'm just going to try. Can't hurt, right? Wild Card, what's good, man? Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. So if you guys aren't aware, a Pagan member was convicted. It says road rage to Missouri prison. Pagan. It says Pagan gang member gets 10 years for bloody rival ambush. For former motorcycle gang members headed to federal prison for a decade after wild highway ambush left rival rider riddled with bullets. John Hand, 47-year-old of Cameron, Missouri, is known in the biker world as Crazy Legs, was sentenced today in U.S. District Court. Han won't be eligible for parole. He will have to serve the full 10-year stretch for his role in the violent 2022 assault. The whole thing went down on September 17, 2022 in Blue Springs, Missouri. Han and a dozen other bikers from the Pagans Motorcycle Club and its support club, the Los Valeros, spotted a lone rider on the road. The pack swarmed the victim, chasing him down and forcing him off the pavement. Once they had him cornered on the side of the road, the gang closed in. They were heavily armed with guns and at least one axe handle. During the confrontation, the rival biker was shot 7 times, taking bullets to the thigh, the knee, the forearm, bicep, buttocks, and the back of his legs. So he really was riddled with bullets. The investigators say the ambush was essentially their initiation for Hahn, who was a member of the support club at the time. Right after the bloody shooting, he was officially awarded a Pagan's patch, making him full patch membership into the main gang, they say. Hahn, who was hit with 2 heavy federal charges, assault with a dangerous weapon and aid of racketeering, possession of a firearm in a crime of violence. The case was a massive team effort for local and federal cops that brought down by the assistant U.S. attorney. A long list of accessories or agencies handled the digging, including FBI, Homeland Security investigation, police departments, Kansas City, Independent Springs. It says it also marks a big win for Homeland Security Task Force, a government-wide initiative launched under executive order to crush violent cartels, human smugglers, and gangs operating in the U.S. borders. So it looks like that will probably get them more money, right? To keep cracking down on motorcycle clubs. It's crazy how much money gets dumped in to them to just investigate these clubs. I can't imagine how much money Canada gets to have people just sit there like this all fucking day. Can you imagine? Like, hey, we're going to pay you overtime. Just go and take pictures of these people all day long. Yep, we're going to pay you to just do this and stand there with your fucking buddies and just look at them, right? Here, just look at them, take pictures, and just watch them all day long. And they're taking pictures of each person. So do you guys think that because of their reputation in the past, Satan's Choice had a crazy reputation in the past, right? When there was this big biker war going on and people were losing their lives on both sides, 100 and something people passed away. It made a pretty big reputation, right? But the resurgence of this club, do you think that they're looking at the past reputation in today's time? Because it's not the same club. It's definitely a different club. But they are looking at it like it is the same. It's pretty weird. And we all know that they are coming after Harley as much as they possibly can. I mean, they're writing articles and all kinds of shit. So they wrote this recent article about an alleged member that was arrested, right? But it turns out that the guy wasn't even a member anymore. I guess he used to be a member. I mean, they do this with every club, right? They do it with the Pagans. They do it with a lot of different people. This guy was arrested on May 22nd by officers from the Windsor Police Services with 3 loaded handguns he was arrested with. So it says, and you guys seen the pictures, right? Of these old ass bullets and shit. They put them all on the table, a bunch of old bullets. But it says Satan's Choice member arrested, loaded firearm seized. And I'm going to show you something after this. That kind of contradicts their story, right? The Windsor Police Services arrested 2 suspects, including an alleged member of Satan's Choice Motorcycle Club, and seized multiple loaded firearms, ammunition, and biker gang paraphernalia. Earlier this month, Windsor Police Drug and Guns Unit launched an investigation into a 41-year-old man affiliated with the motorcycle club and a 40-year-old woman suspected of possession of illegal firearms. As part of the investigation, officers obtained a search warrant at the residence at the 100 block of Amy Croft Drive. Shortly after 2 a.m. on May 22nd, 2026. During the search, officers located and seized three loaded handguns, including a Smith & Wesson MP handgun, a Sig Sauer 45 caliber handgun, and a Colt 32 caliber handgun, along with loaded magazines and numerous rounds of ammunition. Investigators also recovered a biker vest featuring Satan's Choice Motorcycle Club emblem. Vincent Beston, 41, and Angelina Smick, 40, each charged with possession of loaded firearms ×3. I mean, that's got to be a bad charge up there, right? Possession of prohibited firearms without registration certificate ×3. Something of the Firearms Act ×3. Failure to comply with release order. So I don't know if he was out on bond or what the hell was going on, but it seems he failed to comply. So, after this story dropped, there was Harley came out, right? And he said that this guy was not a part of the club. Let me show you guys. All right, so their investigation started. So this is the article that they put up, right? That's the one I just read, you guys. So it says that their investigation started, 4 weeks ago. In this article, it says that, right? So now, look at this one. So this is from Harley. It's a message, right? It says 6 weeks ago, Drew Ken, age, whatever that is, Joe Ed Austin, and Joe quit on us and said Harley's making over $12 million per month. He won't do it no more. Drew went with them. So apparently he went and joined another club. It says, I collected all patches from Clubhouse that night with 2 weeks ago. So this is him talking to someone else, right? I guess somebody else messaged him back. And it says, I collected all patches from Clubhouse that night. And 2 weeks ago, Jason went to Drew's to collect the rest of his patches. He lied to Jason, saying that's all of them. But secretly, he kept one. And that's the patch that you see that the police are parading all over the place. But when he got put out bad from the club, he went for beating up a girl at a bar, then again at his home in front of her kids who were little. They then got raided last night and all those things in one of our patch sets. Again, he's been put out for 6 weeks or more now. I guess from reading the post on Facebook, Windsor police been investigating him for 4 weeks now, or 1 month. We got paperwork on the goof rat informants, and Ken and Drew accepted them with brothers. And Bow, look, he probably meant to say now. And now look what happens. So obviously, this guy was no good, right? But apparently he wasn't in the club. So what do you guys think? Do you think that the police are targeting Satan's Choice because of their past reputation? Or do you think that they have a reason to write these articles and say the things they're saying, because they're saying, oh, that Satan's Choice is a gang and it's spreading all over the place, and these guys are trying to change the narrative of what 1% Motorcycle Club is about. A lot of people don't like it, especially the cops don't like it, because they're pretty pissed about anything that's happening, right? So there's a new article that just came out. It says London now home to Satan's Choice Biker Club chapter. President Harley Gwendon says London chapter is among the club's largest in Canada. And listen, they are pretty big up there. Like, when you see them at a gathering, the first ride of the year, I think it was, they were fucking pretty big. It was a lot of people, over 100. It looked about 100, right? Satan's Choice Motorcycle Club has arrived in London. Harley Gwendon, a former Hells Angels member who revived the club his father helped launch decades ago, told the Free Press that Satan's Choice now has a London chapter, about 20 members. It's one of the top 10 in Canada, he said, of the chapter size. Gwendon, 40, first confirmed the London chapter existed during an appearance last week on Biker News Canada podcast. An entrepreneur and former vice president of the Brooklyn, Ontario chapter of the Hells Angels, Gwendon drew attention in the outlaw biker world in August when he announced that he had relaunched Satan's Choice and planned to open chapters across Canada. Since then, he has opened more than 50 chapters across Ontario, and that's a lot. 50 chapters, along with others in the United States, Europe, and Asia. Gwendon recruits members by patching over bikers from other 1% clubs, the term used to distinguish outlaw clubs from law-abiding motorcyclist enthusiasts. There is an ex-Hells Angel member, Gwendon said, of the London chapter. I mean, a lot of these members are from other clubs. London's location is about 400 series highways between Toronto and Detroit. Has long made it important territory for outlaw motorcycle clubs and the site of violent clashes between rivals. The Hells Angels have long been considered the dominant club in London, with about a dozen full patch members and 2 support clubs, the Gatekeepers and One Order. But you remember, what was it, a couple months ago, they shut down the One Order Motorcycle Club from even opening. They were like, nope. Right when they tried to open, they busted all these guys with a bunch of drugs and weapons and all kinds of shit. It says, but Gwendon dismissed concerns that his club's presence in London could lead to conflict with rival groups. We are doing us, and they're doing them, he added. There's no threat to public safety. London chapter is Satan's Choice only major presence in southwestern Ontario, it says. Gwendon declined to discuss the club's short-lived presence in Windsor, another city long considered Hells Angels territory, but spoke about it during the Biker News Canada interview. Windsor is the prime example of failure, he said during the 107-minute interview. We gave this guy his own chapter because he had 6 guys, Gwendon said. The man chose to lead the Windsor chapter. Then this guy goes and turns into another club. Gwendon did not identify the other club, but addressed the issue in recent social media posts after Windsor police announced charges against an alleged Satan's Choice member and a woman following a gun bust. So obviously those two coincide, right? He was talking about it on the interview with Biker News Canada. Windsor police say officers searched a home in Tecumseh, I'm probably butchering that, on Friday and seized 3 loaded handguns, magazines, ammunition, and a Satan's Choice biker vest. Police allege 41-year-old man in the case is a member of Satan's Choice, but Gwendon disputed the claim in a social media post 1 day after police released details of the case and a photograph of a vest that was seized. He is not in our club, period. Arrangements were made to pick up his patch, and he responded. Shame on Windsor police for your smear campaign. Hunting or hurting for more budget, Gwendon wrote in a Facebook post on Saturday. Gwendon Post refers to Biker News Canada podcast, which aired 3 days before the gun bust. For more information on the demise of the Windsor chapter, Gwendon's father, Bernie Gwendon, former boxer who competed in Canada's Pan Am Games, founded Satan's Choice in 1965. And remained a member until 2000, when the club disbanded and some members patched over to the Hells Angels. A lot of the members ended up leaving, right? After that all happened. And I hear that some old school members, some of them aren't happy that this club is even back. But does that matter? Probably not. But I want to know what your thoughts are. Jimster, what's going on, man? Appreciate you. Thank you for joining me today. Jimster says, I want to be a member. Settle down there, Jimster. Settle down. Just because you were with the twin brotherhood, they're not a 1% club. So, yeah, there's that, Jimster. Not saying you wouldn't cut it, but they're not a 1% club, Jimster. They never were, and they never will be. Just because they sew a 1% patch on their cut doesn't make them 1%ers. And they run to the cops for shit. Like, they're definitely not 1%ers, Jimster. Unknown but known, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. Lisa, how are you? Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate you. Fight Club isn't the same from back in the day, but I think they're using the reputation from back in the day. They're using it to probably get money to harass these guys and to fucking not let up on them. You know what I mean? Guys wearing patches on their back, you don't have to worry about. The scary dudes are the independent gray cells. Right? These guys aren't coming around smashing up towns and shit. That's what, like, they want the public to fear motorcycle clubs. That's their goal, is to get people to fear clubs. Al Rose, how you doing? Lindsay, thank you for gifting a membership. I really appreciate that. Al Rose, how you doing? They're going to target them because they have a 1% patch on, my opinion. How come they're not targeting the Twin Outlaw Brotherhood? He said they're trying to change the meaning of a 1% diamond. Them guys just need to go ahead with that bullshit. They really do. I mean, clearly, when they came on the show and we had that little debate, I totally crushed their standing on whatever they had going on. Definitely being targeted, unfortunately. I believe so, too. Sorry, everyone. I'm back. Hit that like button, share the content, subscribe, keep the content coming. Thank you. Appreciate that. Ken, how you doing? Cops are worried Satan's choice is growing too fast and they're going to cause heat with the 81 this summer. Can they coexist, though? Do you think that 81 and Satan's choice can coexist without any major conflict happening? It would probably be better if they did, right? Possession of a loaded unregistered handgun is up to 14 years in prison for first-time offenders. Holy shit. Where? Up there in Canada? I know first-time offenders in the U.S., it depends on what state you're in. If you're in California or New York, you're going to prison the first time. You're doing prison time. You're not getting off with probation or any of that shit. You're going to do at least a year in prison. They don't fuck around. I don't think Harley said he's not in the club. Said he's not in the club. I heard him say the shooting wasn't club related. No, that dude, he did say that dude's not in the club. Clearly, it's right here. You can read it right here. It says clearly that guy was not in the club. So apparently, that the guy who was running that particular charter went to another club, and when they collected the patches, he gave them most of the patches and kept one, and that's what the police found. But apparently, this all happened 6 weeks before the police kicked his door in and grabbed the rest of the patches, you know? It pisses me off, the twins. I am a 1%er. I get what you're saying, man, but the twins aren't. Their club is not a 1% club. It's not at all. Like, you said they are, Jimster? No, they're not, man. Nobody will agree with you, Jimster, that the Twin Outlaw Brotherhood are a 1% club. No, they're not. They're definitely not. Hey, Carney's got a membership. Make sure you check out the videos. If you guys don't know who Mike McCullum is, right? He passed away recently. He was from Chicago. He was in the Chicago chapter of the Hells Angels. And I'm the only one to interview him. And I still have the interview, right? And I edited it, made it pretty good. And I'm going to be dropping it on members only. So stay tuned for that. A lot of people didn't like Mike. He was an abrasive type of guy. We had it out. A lot of people had it out with him. And he would say some pretty vile shit when he would fight with people. But it is what it is. He passed away from a heart attack, I believe. Hey, SCMC Chicago, what's going on? Thank you for joining me today. The brotherhood of bullshit. Yeah, the Twin Outlaw Brotherhood is a brotherhood of bullshit. I'm a 1%er because I went through a deadly accident. I don't know. How many people agree with him? If you go through a deadly accident, does that make you a 1%er? What makes you a 1%er? Because you went through a deadly accident? Jimster? I don't know if that makes you a 1%er. I'm so broke I can't pay attention or make any sense. I hear that. Steve, thank you for joining me. Shout out to Oshawa. They ain't, Jimster. Doing a run south, bike, tenting it. We're all OB independent now, living real bike life. That's the way to do it, right? Whatever happening to just jumping on your bike, riding somewhere, setting up a tent, making a little fire, and just hanging out. Whatever happened to that? I died twice. Yeah, but just because you were in an accident, even a major accident, I don't know if that makes person a 1%er, Jimster. And you have to earn a diamond through a club, a diamond club. And the Twin Outlaw Brotherhood ain't it, bro. Trust me. They sent you the patch through the mail. That doesn't mean Hey, Chief, what's up, man? Thank you for joining me. They sent you a patch through the mail. That doesn't I don't think that qualifies, you know. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, man. Some bikers say I deserve it. Maybe some do agree with you. I don't know. What really matters is if the people that run the show agree with you, you know. I'm not that guy, so do Hells Angels and Mongols actually ride their bikes daily? I ride daily and never see any patches out there on the road. I have seen patches recently from the Pagans, the Unknown Bikers. I saw an outlaw the other day in Hartford. So I definitely see patches out there on the road. I seen a Hells Angel probably 4 months ago up in Mass. Grumpy Italian, what's good, man? How are you? I'm in AZ and never seen them on the road. Supposedly, I see patches every day. I see 81 riding and parked at the clubhouse daily. Yeah, do you live near the clubhouse or something? Especially on a nice day, man. I'll see a lot of people riding. The other day, I seen a whole group of guys. They had patches on, but I couldn't tell who they were. They went the other way. They ride slickback more often than not. You see those guys that say, "Oh, when I was in the club, I rode my patch every day. Even when I wasn't supposed to." Yeah, 1%ers live outside the law of normal society, but that doesn't make them all criminals, right? Other people would disagree with me. But I don't think that all 1%ers are criminals. They have fucking jobs, right? They have normal jobs. They don't make money through the club. The only way the club makes money is through selling t-shirts and shit. Some clubs get involved with some bullshit, but it's not the club that's getting involved with the shit, you know? It's certain individuals. It's not the club as a whole. That's why when people say the club is a gang, I disagree with you. I disagree that the club's a gang. I was a former gang member when I was younger, right? We gave money to the president. We gave money to certain people. They would give it to the president. We committed crimes on behalf of the gang. I joined the gang for brotherhood and to make money and to be involved with criminal activity, right? But they don't join the motorcycle clubs to be involved with crime. They just don't. And when they make money, they don't give it to the president. It doesn't go up to the president. So Chicago Muscle's the real American outlaw. Chicago Muscle's the fakest biker in America. Straight up. That dude's been exposed 1,000 times over. Total fraud. I talked to a lot of people in Chicago. Nobody's ever heard of that fucking dude. Nobody. He's an honorary member, right? Yeah. They have those, right? He's Sonny Barger's nephew. There's so many of those fucking people out there. It's insane. Motorcycle clubs are not street gangs. 100% they're not. Sometimes they get involved with some bullshit happens, but that doesn't mean that they're a gang, you know? A club post be a club of people being good friends and family. I like when they have barbecues, like pig roasts and shit, and they're playing music and people are playing horseshoes, and it's just a fun time, you know? Kids are running around. I've had great times at motorcycle club events. Yeah, he said he was before 94 because he's a fucking liar, man. That dude's total fraud. Chicago Muscle, Chicago Weasel. Chicago HA Clubhouse didn't come in until 94, and he says he was before 94. Yeah, he was the one-man wrecking crew, right? He was the one taking care of Chicago before Chicago was Chicago. Fucking hilarious. It's kind of like, what's his name there? Spider's Club Life, the total fucking fraud. Dude is a complete fraud. I've spoken to a bunch of people that know who he is, and they say that he fucking lies all the time. He comes on and lies all the time, telling people he's a 1%er. He's not. Never was. Never will be. Dude's a complete liar. So that's just a little fun fact for you guys. I got a show coming up, right? This is a fucking hilarious one. What's today? Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. So this woman out in, I think it's Arizona or somewhere out there, claims to be Sonny Barger's daughter. And she claims that she's the president of the Hells Angels out there. Yep. This one. Stay tuned for that one. It's going to be entertaining. I hope you guys like this show. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister's friend about Chatting with Stacks, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App, Chatting with Stacks. Or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chats, Zelle, all that good stuff. Every dollar goes right back into the show so I can bring you the dopest content possible. If you want to donate, then donate. YouTube takes 30% of the money, so that's why I put up the Cash App. If you want to tell your story on this show, just email me at billstacks2021@gmail.com. And listen, if you are in a club, I don't want to talk about criminal activity. I just want to hear your story on how you got involved with motorcycles, maybe things you've seen on the road, things like that. I have no desire to talk about crime and bullshit like that or club business. I don't get involved with shit like that. There's a lot of stuff I can talk about that I don't, just because it's not my place to do that. But I appreciate all you guys. Thank you. Spider couldn't have been even a hanger. Could have been a hang around, then went through the process. He chose the Photoshop instead. To the bedroom. Thank you guys. Have a great Thursday. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Don't be late. Tonight, don't miss the show tonight. It's really funny. It's called Tweaker TV Part 2. It is fucking hilarious. Don't miss it. I'll see you guys soon. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.
It sounds so fun. Oh man, that's so fun. Oh my god. We're gonna have a good time.